Slavery in colonial America, with its concept of white English colonists enslaving Africans, began in 1640 in the Jamestown Colony in Virginia, but had already been adopted before this date with the enslavement and deportation of Native American populations. Colonization reports from Jamestown as early as 1610 indicate the enslavement of Native Americans, and the Pequot's War of the New England Colonies, 1636 to 1638, ended with a colonial victory and the enslavement and deportation of members of the Pequot tribe. Although the policy of proprietary slavery was not politicized in Virginia until 1660, its concept and practice were already well established, having been introduced by the Spanish and Portuguese into the Americas before the arrival of the English. Slavery in the Americas was widely practiced by local tribes. They enslaved captives from raids, wars, or those traded between groups for various reasons, but there was no slave trade per se. Slavery, in its sense of ownership of a slave, was not introduced until after the arrival of Christopher Columbus, 1451 to 1506, in 1492, and its concept was developed by the Spanish and Portuguese by 1500, and it was already an integral part of the Spanish and Portuguese colonial economy by 1519. Slavery was institutionalized and became race-based when the English colonized North America between 1607 to 1733. Captured Native Americans were usually sold as slaves to plantation owners in the West Indies, while African slaves were imported in what is now known as the triangular trade between Europe, West Africa, and the Americas. Each of the English colonies held slaves, but their lifestyles differed greatly. Although some colonies, such as Pennsylvania, objected to this practice, citizens continued to own slaves. The abolitionist movement gained some momentum leading up to the American War of Independence, 1775 to 1783, but a concerted effort to abolish it was not made until the 19th century. The Emancipation Proclamation, published in January 1863, was the first fundamental and codified strike against slavery, as it freed slaves in the Confederate States. However, slavery was not eliminated in the United States until the 13th Amendment to the Constitution was ratified in 1865. Despite this, traces of slavery policy remain. Ethnicity influences American culture to this day.